All right, it's Minnie Fox, and welcome back to the Elite Network Talk Show, Entertainment, Business, Beauty, and Community. And today, my segment is on Women of Empowerment. And I have the lovely Val McConnell of Val TV Network. She is inspiring women all over the world. If you're just joining in, get a pen and a piece of paper. You might want to write down a little bit of what she has to say. Now, before we went to that commercial break, we had a little toast with our apple cider and my little fancy glasses. And one is always teasing me about the fact that I get real creative. So we were talking about this Voss water bottle. Ladies, you know, you can get the Voss, you can buy it at Fry's, you can get it at Ross, you can buy them at Target. And this is the glass one. So all you gotta do is once you finish drinking that water, don't just throw the bottle away, do something with it. Now for the holidays, you can take this bottle, decorate it, put some eggnog in one, some apple juice in another, maybe a little cranberry juice or some orange juice, and set it on your bar, make it real pretty. I put some bling on it for the show. But get creative for the holidays, because it's coming. Even though it's only a couple months away, it's gonna hit you real quick. Tell them Minnie Fox told you to buy a whole bunch of them. Then go down to Michael's. Yes, or Hobby Lobby, get you some pearls, get you some bling, and make it your own signature. Yes. So Valerie, again, I'm so excited that you're here today. I just shared that a little bit because we're gonna have some fun this holiday. We're gonna get together and do some really cool, great stuff.
And thank you for the apple cider.
Okay.
It's wonderful. And the way you have the diamonds that's trembling and the pearls down, that's a great idea. I definitely have that in my home.
I wanted to do that because, one, I'm known as the bling queen. But I like all my divas to come in and meet with me to have a little bit of the bling queen sparkle, and I'll tell you how to do a few little things. But Valerie doesn't need anybody to do that for her because she has always been the bling and sparkle, and we've had that in common. And I want to give her a little flashback real quick because we have known each other for about 15 years. And we've crossed each other at different points in our lives, and now we're here in Las Vegas. And we're joining together to make a difference in the community for our young people. And this is just going to be something that's super exciting. But I wanted to tell Valerie that over the years that I've known her, she's always been very polished, very charismatic, and have a very big heart, very caring about people. And that is amazing because some women, we get in this industry and we get caught up. You've always maintain your higher ground, but at the same time being very well grounded, and I appreciate you, woman to woman, for that. That's what we have the strongest in commonality for.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for those nice words to keep it up.
Keep it up. With that being said, tell us, who inspires you? Two people maybe from your life, from your family, and two people in the entertainment world that inspired you to be who you are. Just you can kind of lean back a little bit on their thoughts when you're having any kind of issues or when everything's great and wonderful.
Right, okay, good question. Well, the two people that personally in my life is my mother and father, and I'm so grateful that I had them. And as you was talking about the other females, other males may not have had the balance of which I had. So I had a great balance, and I'm just thankful for that. My mother, she always was driven by strong virtue, and my father also by just having a great personality and being generous. He will always say, I remember, if someone says hello and give you a nice compliment, just don't walk away and just say thank you. Yeah, and that had actually grown in my life throughout college. A lot of people that go to college and they see that men are really, attracted to women, they'll learn that the best thing that they have is the most valuable thing that they should keep.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And the two most influential businesses professionals, I would have to say, thinking here, they were both bosses.
Okay.
And that was Don King and Don Cornelius. Now, I love women, but as I see as a director, I always want to be in charge. So by being in charge and having that boss attitude with working with youth, entertainment, and also in sports. So sports and entertainment, Don King was sports, and Don Cornelius was entertainment. Well, these people had led me to have a heart of gold and just the gratitude of my success.
Well, that's beautiful, and then you always want to give a shout out to the parents, you know what I'm saying? I'm a parent myself. And speaking of that, when you are in a career and you're on this journey that's going to take you from A to Z, you get caught up sometimes. And even my own world. I got caught up in my career very early on and continued on to do the family life, and was busy trying to build a family and have children. And my goal was to have at least 2. And the Lord blessed me with my one son, my one beautiful son, Rafael Floyd, as you know, is a teen filmmaker. Gotta plug my baby. Yes. But I never got around to having that second child. And oftentimes it bothered me a great deal because it was never my intentions for my son to grow up by himself. With that being said, I've met many women along the way that had the same issues, if you want to call it that, or matters that have happened to them. But then there's been some that had no children at all. And for whatever reasons, they just didn't. And I understand that you don't have any children, and you've still been able to grace the world with your presence. And I say no matter what we do in life, we're mom and dad to those babies that are in the world. You know, and I have a couple of adopted kids, which means I have probably about 200 kids, because all of Rafael's friends I lovingly adopt. Right. You know, I got Tyler, I have Ashley, you know, I have a couple other little kids that he brings along, and I just kind of gravitate to those children. So it fills that need of not being able to have the next child for my son. So in a full circle, he has a big family, you know. And I've also brought you into my family, and you have been a sister to me for quite some time. So tell us just a little bit about your journey and your motherhood.
Well, the motherhood that I've experienced is the motherhood of our Creator and God. Each time we breathe and we breathe out, we're giving birth. And we're giving birth through the universe, whether it's a mental, spiritual, or physical. So I've been taught to keep it positive. But yes, to answer your question, it is lonely at the top. It is lonely without having children. I've never been pregnant. I never had any abortions. Not to say that it's nothing wrong with it. It just depends on what fit. It never fit. So whether time's running out, I have time ran out. But in order to embrace that, I have to embrace the scientific of the world, or the metaphysics of the world. And that would make me a mother within myself to continue to bring out the goodness in the birth, and the birth good acts, the birth good things, and to be a gift to others as they would be a gift to me. So, you know, it turns out to be a nothing type of world, but my family, my sister, she has over 25 grandchildren.
Oh my.
And she was older than me, and they would say, oh, Valerie's so fast, she's going to have a baby before she's 16. And well, I didn't have one. But now I look back, I'm like, who's more fortunate? My sister with a 3-story house, with a husband and grandchildren that Thanksgiving they all come over, or someone like me that danced on Soul Train, was with some superstars on red carpet, videos, film. And I have been able to embrace that as my child. So to answer your question, no, I don't have any children, but I birth life every day. We all do.
That's an amazing concept to look at that. And hopefully that's going to help some of the women out there.
It's sort of like an escape. It's sort of sad when you get an age and you look back and you go like, I don't have a Norvell. You know, I don't have a couple grandchildren, you know, hanging on me. You know, it makes it kind of want to tear up. But then at the same time, I plan to actually to look into helping adopt or either, you know, parent other kids that is parentless. So I'm going to fit in that way. You know?
So you fit in the universe with your motherhood, with the way you described how it makes a difference in your life. And you do have a Norvell, because he calls her Auntie Val. But we are just here today to inspire and motivate our women and our young women that are about to become the future of what we see life as. And if that helps any of them, then that's going to be an amazing opportunity for them to look back and see those that were there to empowerment, that were able to help. And that's an amazement in itself. You know, so we are here in Viva Las Vegas, and we are celebrating here on the Elite Network Talk Show our women empowerment. I want to tell you all about our guest that's going to be coming up very soon, and she's the one that is working with us and hair and makeup. Her name is Heidi Lynn, and she is doing phenomenal. Another woman, and we're going to bring in several women over this next week that are going to inspire and motivate us. Now, when you can take a woman like Valerie, who's doing TV, film, theater, radio, and you put her here. You take somebody like Heidi Lynn, who's doing hair, makeup, fashion, and producing and directing as well, and you blend these two ladies together. And then you put me right there in the mix with them, and then somebody else, and then somebody else. When we all come together, the world better watch out, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to be making some change for women and children abroad, but men, we're not going to leave them out. We won't leave you men out, even though some of you seem to think that you don't need us. But you know, the world is simply ran by the women, and we teach you how to do what you do. With that being said, do you have a loved one in your life that you want to tell us about?
The loved one in my life right now, I'm still looking for Mr. Right.
Okay.
And I'm sure that Mr. Right's going to come along.
Okay.
If not, they have this digital, this is a digital nature here where you can actually kind of do a computer love on anybody, anyone that has done that. And that's something we have to look at, you know,
Right,
because
right.
like your show, I love the show. It's women empowerment. Women of Wealth. It's another association with Dr. Lee, and I want to actually have her to see the show. I know it's a new show, but it is so needed. I'm so glad that I'm able to, you know, sit here and talk to you about women empowerment.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. And like I said, we're not leaving the men out. We just need to cultivate you guys, get you to thinking about some other things. Trust me, I will have plenty powerful men on this particular show. But that being said, we are going to take another little commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back after this message.